PDN News Updates. Here is Jarek Sablon from our PDN Newsroom. This is brought to you by our sponsor, KFC Guam.
A recent discovery of 100 grams of crystal methamphetamine or ice in Guam's prison prompted increased bag inspections, more phone call surveillance, and use of informants, Department of Corrections officials told senators during Monday's roundtable hearing. That also brought up continuing problems with prison overcrowding, shortage of corrections officers, and limited internet-based surveillance system in all housing units. "It's the most I've ever seen in my career," Prison Warden Colonel Alan Borah told Senator Chris Barnett, Public Safety Chairman, and other members of the committee. Barnett asked about contraband mitigation after the recent seizure of 100 grams of ice inside the prison's Post 16, which houses the general population of convicts. Tech giant Google has plans to run more undersea telecommunication cables through the region, this time connecting Guam and the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands directly to Japan. Google Cloud late last week announced the new fiber optic cable named Proa after the traditional Chamorro outrigger canoe. An interlinked cable connecting Hawaii, Guam, and the CNMI is also in the works. Altogether, the project will receive an investment of $1 billion from Google, the company announced in a press release. A man and woman charged in connection with a kidnapping over the weekend told police they picked up a man in an attempt to collect money and told him they had a gun to keep him in check, according to a magistrate's complaint filed in Superior Court. The plan was foiled when the pair, who lured the man into a car, later stopped at the Barragata Shell station to put air in their tires. Their captive saw a police officer, jumped from the car, and ran for help, according to police and court records. Noah Cepeda, 25, was charged with 2 counts of kidnapping as a first-degree felony and terrorizing and felonious restraint as third-degree felonies. Asia Lujan, 25, was charged with complicity to commit kidnapping as a first-degree felony. 9 deaths of an undetermined manner, reported by the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner for 2023, sparked concerns from lawmakers during a recent discussion on the examination of deaths on Guam. One death in particular, caused by a gunshot wound, but with no determination as to whether it was a homicide or suicide, led to questioning from senators. Other reported deaths of an undetermined manner were caused by a fall from a cliff, a drug overdose, and in one case, a body not found. But the sudden unexplained death of an infant was the most common kind to be listed as undetermined, with 5 such cases recorded in 2023. Undetermined is one of the 5 manners of death that can be listed on a death certificate, outgoing Chief Medical Examiner Dr. Jeffrey Nine told lawmakers during the sit-down. The federal court's appointed receiver overseeing Ordot dump is now aiming to hand control of the former landfill back to the Guam Solid Waste Authority by the end of the year. Getting back control of the dump will mark the end of the federal receivership that began in 2008. Increasing flows of contaminated water produced at Ordot over the years have been flagged as a concern by the federal court and regulators. Solid Waste will need to be able to certify that Ordot is no longer leaking contaminated water. Senators recently raised concern about a video showing a special education bus using rope to close its door. Senator Chris Barnett, Education Oversight Chairman, brought up the issue during an April 9 oversight hearing on education, and Senator Tello Taitigui described it as very disturbing and a very huge concern that requires immediate attention. Tamba Bauta, GDOE Assistant Superintendent of Special Education, said they have a backup plan for instances of malfunction with a bus door or lift. He said they also actively communicate with principals and parents to inform them about such occurrences. For more of these stories, log on to GuamPDN.com and follow us on social media.